Hello everyone, Man of Interests here, and it's time for another episode of The Cool Wall. For those tuning in for the first time or watching the VOD of this series for the first time, The Cool Wall is a very simple premise. In my hand, every week I have 12 different items from the mechanical keyboard community, whether it's a keycap set, a keyboard, or a switch, or maybe even something else but those. We take each of those things I bring up one at a time, and together we will discuss them on where they should be on the cool board. Are they something that's just, wow, amazing? Is it just cool? Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Is it meh? Or is it big yikes? And you don't want to be a yikes if you know what I mean. So, I got 12 items in my hand today. We got an active Twitch chat going on, so let's get started with this episode of The Cool Wall. Okay, I'm gonna give these a good old Huey not look shuffle. Just stare down the camera as I just randomly, move these in my hands randomly and try to split them up where I feel paper sticking together. Know what I'm saying? Chat, how is chat doing today, by the way? Who's ready to possibly see a wow? That's the real question. Will we see a wow? We've only seen like one kind of wow so far. Okay. So we will see. Okay, are we ready? Are you ready to start? Ready to start? Okay. Let's start it off. These people are trickling in. Let me get my little tacks ready. I'm going to run out of these silver ones, so we're going to switch over to some gold ones mid-episode. So, heads up. Don't want to, surprise you guys too much. Ooh, bring it, says Jeff. Okay, let's find out. Pilot is ready for that wow. Good to see you, Tim and InSovereign. Good to see you as well. So, let's get it started. First up for the cool board is a recently released switch by NovelKeys. It is taken off pretty well in terms of linear switches. An all palm housing with a palm slider. Of course, all palm slider is normal, but the all palm housing is definitely what makes it unique. I'm of course talking about the NovelKeys Cream switches. How cool are the NovelKeys Cream switches? That's going to be the question for today. I think these are pretty good switches, okay? Even stock. I think they're absolutely bonkers amazing when lubed. Not yikes. Not meh. Solid cool. Solid cool. Whether or not they go into the wow territory, it's hard to say. They're at least solidly cool. Are anyone using right now some cream switches? What do you guys think of the cream switches? If you've used them already, whether it's stock or lubed, tell me what you have them built in. Curious to know. Let me know in chat. Brass plate, aluminum plate, stainless steel plate, no plate. How are you rocking your creams, and why does that make it cool for you? InSovereign is barely cool. We got quite a bit of solid cools in chat. Some people want to try them. Awesome, awesome. Penn and Teller, Pilot says, they meme me. They are nice. Sounds good stock. Waiting to lube until they are a bit broken in. Talisman says, no solution. 21 Rise, brass plate wood case grates with PTFE. Ham Time is wondering what Nebulant think, and Nebulant comes in after his 10 minutes temp ban. They used to be his favorite linear until he got his hands on inks. I think with work they could get better. What do you guys think? I have two builds with cream switches. One is a stainless steel on my plate on my X60 top mount, and the other is on my Jane V2. So, pretty big fan of these switches. I think they're pretty cool, and we're gonna put them, I think, pretty high up there on cool. Okay, I think that's a pretty good place. Pretty good place. What is next for the cool board? Next for the cool board is Oh, I think there's going to be mixed reactions. This was very popular when it ran on Mass Drop, selling a lot of keys over a lot of rounds. I am talking about one of probably the XDA set to make XDA sets. And of course, I'm talking about XDA Canvas. What do you guys think about XDA Canvas? How cool is XDA Canvas? My phone is ringing. Why is my phone... No, my phone's not ringing. Music is really loud from my headphones. Sorry. But XDA Canvas, how cool is XDA Canvas? How do you guys feel? Low, cool, meh? Colors are cool, but meh, and middle meh? You guys aren't really feeling XDA. I personally, I don't think they're the best in terms of feel. Thank you so much for the follow, 21 Rise, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeff says, cool, even despite it being XDA. Cool for the Rams designers reference. That's the Dieter Rams inspiration for anyone who may have not been in the know about that. What do you guys think? Hard pass, meh. Despite being XDA, it's cool. So a lot of people believe that the color design of the set surpasses the fact that it's XDA, which I think most people are in usual agreement that XDA is like a worse DSA, believe it or not. That's how I feel about it, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go with, I'm gonna put, I think it's gonna be a solid meh, guys. It's solid meh. Good for display case keyboards, canvas. So would GMK Canvas, that would be an interesting one. That's not the one for today. But XDA. You do have to put in, the fact that it is XDA, right? Is that cool? If you saw that on a board, would you be like, that's a cool board? Or would you be like, too bad it has XDA on it? Because if I walked at a meetup and I was looking at different boards and I saw like a great board, like say you saw like, an Alice, but then it had XDA Canvas, I would say, too bad it has XDA Canvas. And that's like, yikes? Not yikes on this, but yikes in the real life of like, why would you put XDA Canvas on something nice, right? So let's put it over here. Right there. On the meh side of meh and cool. Okay, so this next one is a keycap that sold way more than people probably surprised it sold. I mean, a lot of people bought this as a meme. Some of you in chat may have bought this as a meme. Insover, thank you so much for the $10 sub. I can't even see the message. I have to go look at it. Thank you so much for those $10. Thank you. So this next one is a kit that I was surprised sold, not a kit, a keycap that sold pretty well. I had multiple runs. You can pick it up on like Amazon now pretty easily. I'm gonna show you guys this, and you guys are like, "Wow, that was just a thing that was in season for like a single one, but it sold." Fidget spinner keycaps. Are these still cool? Are these not cool anymore? You guys want super yikes. A lot of yikes here in chat. Fidget spinner keycaps. If you don't know, if you flick the top, it does in fact spin. Like it's a real actual fidgety spinnery with this tiny little thing on top. Uber yikes. A lot of yikes in chat here. Looks like people aren't the biggest fans of the fidget spinner keycaps. So are they cooler than Alias switches? Probably not. So yikes, it's wow. I would say these are big yikes. Okay, these are big yikes. These were made by Hammer. So let's just put these. Are these all like? Does this go in the corner of shame? I feel like I should like in the future get like Sharpie and just put corner of shame. Or what I could do in the future is I could cut like a cone and have a cone come three-dimensionally out of the corner of the board. And it'd be like the cone of shame corner. Coner of shame. Because there's a cone in corner. Hanging off the bottom of the board under rain. Okay. Here you go, everyone. Fidget spinner keycaps. Right there. The uncoolest thing we've covered on the cool board so far. Uncoolest thing so far. Okay. This next one, pretty interesting. I think you guys might have mixed feelings about this. This was a color alternate version of Yolch, but not made by GMK. Of course, if you're in the know, you may know that I am talking about JTK Yolch, designed by Pudsey and ran by switchmod.net. This is taking Yolch and having yellow for the legends instead of the traditional whites. Produced by JTK instead of GMK. The legends are much better this time than they have ever been in the past. There's still a lot of, you know, inaccuracies here and there for some of the legends. But I'd say this was an improvement in terms of their legends. Ran for like 80-ish bucks, not too bad. Compatibility, pretty good. Where is this going? Got some cools, mez, high cools, solid cool, meh cool. So I have this set. I'll pull it out right now so we can all decide together how cool you may think it is. And of course I have it on my meme. It's a red board. You know, I got this red. I got the Yolch on it with the yellow and red. It makes it feel like Iron Man-y. I don't know. What do you guys think? Here's an example. There's the yellow. That's the Yolch. What are people saying? Low cool. McDonald's board, also true. Nebulent regrets not getting it. Tim, not a huge fan of yellow. But you like the contrasts. So people are saying pretty low cool is what it seems like. It's cool, but not super high up there. I'm guessing it would have been cooler if it was GMK. Is that like it's still cool, but it's held back by the fact that it's JTK? Is that the general consensus in the chat? Let me know. Some people just don't like yellow. That's fair. You know, some people don't think yellow. I'm okay with the yellow legends on Yolch because of the nice contrast. But if you gave me like a yellow anodized board, I'd be like, that's pea colored. JTK holding it back. Yeah, that's sometimes that's just the way it is. But, man, it's okay. So let's put it over here. Okay, so this next one is a board and Switch implementation that I reviewed on my channel. I reviewed it twice on my channel for my YouTube reviews, for when I rarely have time to do reviews. I reviewed this twice and I gave it a pretty damning review both times. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, some of you may not. This was ran independently where you can get it from the factory, or you could have got it from a Mass Drop group buy. At one point it had XMIT's name on it, and at another point Mass Drop decided not to include XMIT's name on it. Of course, I'm talking about the Ace PadTech Focus. Okay. Ace PadTech Hall Effect keyboard. What do you guys think about this? This is probably the worst, one of the worst implementations of Hall Effect I've ever felt in my life. It comes in like a waterproof bamboo case, an all acrylic case. Something just fell from my head. Piece of plastic that broke off. Nice. What do you guys think? Very low cool, mez. So I personally hate this board. I really don't like it. Like, don't buy this board, you guys. Really just. But what do you guys has anyone used it? Mez. Like for me, it'd be like yikes meh. Like yikes meh. That's how I feel. I'm not the biggest fan of the Ace PadTech Hall Effect keyboard. I think it feels really soft. Like, yeah. Executive Hue decision incoming? Yeah, probably. You just got here, you missed a fidget spinner. That's right. The quickest, everyone was like, yikes, ever. This is like Brexit, we vote one way and our leaders ignore us. Ace Pad Tech, it's going to be high, it's going to be meh. Low meh. Has potential, does not live up to it. Maybe in a future revision it will. At the moment, too many errors. Okay, so this next one is a GMK set, probably the first GMK set to have been priced under $120 for a full kit. It ran on mass drop. It was one of the first sets that popularized row 5, which is the steeper bottom row for all your keys in the bottom row. Recently, a revised version of this set ran and is currently shipping now. Of course, I'm talking about the original GMK Triumph Adler. Nebulent, thank you so much for the subscription and thank you for the follow. Donkey's tongue screen? Can't read, sorry, from that far. So, GMK Triumph Adler, how do you guys feel? I'm in for the new Triumph Adler TA90, which I got my shipping number for, yay, so hopefully I get it really soon. I'm actually excited about that. Not as excited about this, but this did set a lot of waves in the community when it ran because it was one of the first times people have saw like a GMK set for under $120. Before this, it was average for every group buy, no matter who was running it, for GMK to be around $150. And that was $150 and that was kind of it, right? You were lucky if you made MOQ, you paid your $150, you waited your 2.5 to 3 months, you got your kit, and that was it. Now, you know, people are like, $125, that's expensive for GMK. But this was the first set that really started, that people really started to see that price drop. So how do you guys feel about that? Zeal is correct. It was the first GMK tray as well. A lot of people had scratched keycaps. I do remember that. That was a big issue for mass drop at the time. Cool, wow. Cool, mez. What do you guys think? GMK Triumph Adler. Look it up right now if you need to. Where does GMK Triumph Adler fits? This is not the new Triumph Adler 90, but the original GMK Triumph Adler, not the vintage, but you know what I'm saying. Weren't the colors off? Yes, they were off, but people were still pretty much okay with the colors being slightly off because it was one of the first times GMK did custom colors for the community, and it still looked pretty good. People are much more forgiving for this. So, whoa. Is it gonna go here, guys? Is this where Triumph Adler is going to be? What do you guys think? Yes or no to this location? Oh no, I want you guys to tell me. Yes or no to this location? Music is too dramatic. I actually have no control of the music. I have no clue what's playing right now. I can change it if you guys would like. Lower, about right. Like lower as in less cool or lower as in same axis of cool, but not as cool as the Fiel, for example. Some people are saying this is about right on where GMK Triumph Adler should be. Basically, it being right here is saying it's a little bit cooler than the Fiel. About the same cool factor. Vertical lower is what Zeal says. What do you guys think? Maybe here instead? So a bit cooler than SA Carbon. Not as cool as like DSA Alchemy. Lower than Fiel. Like just right here under the Fiel. On par with Canvas. I don't think it's that uncool. I think it's cooler than Canvas. So I'm gonna put it right here. Not Fiel tier, but less. So this next one was really popular. in the day. Like back in the day, what was really popular among the, at the time, very small community of enthusiasts was having a red anodized TKL, having GMK Yolch, and having this modifier accent pack. It's already in your head when I said, like, you know, go 3 years back, 4 years back, get a red TKL, get GMK Yolch, and what else is on that board? Of course, GMK RGBYK was on that board if the other two criteria were there. Like, this was pretty big at the time. Red Escape, that's also true, Zeal. But I was going for GMK RGBYK, a modifier pack with the Ruz, Guz, and Buzz, and the Yeah, for those who are into that. What do you think? Solid meh, hard meh, high meh? What a meh. This is not aged well, apparently. This is not aged well at all. That's what it seems like to everyone here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Colors are too pastel for your taste. CMYK cooler than RGBW. This is RGBK, not W. So a lot of mehs. So it's looks like it's definitely going to end up on the meh side of the spectrum. Does anyone still use this? Curious in chat. No one who's here. Does anyone still use this accent kit, or has this accent kit been foregone by another one in your life, like CMYK or Blue Glue or that purple one? Like over here, like, what do you guys think? Here? 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 You're saying pretty low mez these days, so I think this is going to be the spot. Right around Tex Yoda, Katana, ZZ96, Ergodox Easy, Aristotle level of in-betweenness. On the low mess side. Wow. That's definitely a modifier set that has not aged well. Actually a bit surprisingly, to be honest. But I don't think modifier sets are very in anymore. Especially with so many very bright sets that we have these days, I think it's harder to fit in those kinds of sets. So, this next one was a NovelKeys produced SA set. It was mainly popular in China. It didn't have that much popularity in the West when it ran. And that was because it was a bit eccentric. Maybe even a bit too Vegas for people. It's the NovelKeys SA Flamingo sets. Yeah, what do you guys think about SA Flamingo? It was, I like totally remembered it was a thing today. When I was going through stuff for today, I was like, oh yeah, this existed. Hard met or high yikes? But SA Flamingo, I'm personally not a fan. Like, in my opinion, SA is best for like having it as a display for a keyboard. This is really bright. There we go. So I think not gonna do too well. Oh, yikes! Picture looks a lot like carbon. I don't know about that, but you do have like a darker accented enter and escape though. Predates you, very, very low meh. Is it a low meh or is it a high yikes? I think that's the true question here for everyone tonight. Low meh or high yikes? We've got some meh yikes. Brooke, you do not think it's a yikes, low meh? Put it right there, Prime Minister. Just gonna ignore what you say, put it here, and then resign my post once it's all said and done. No. Mid yikes. Low meh. Would I rather have this or JTK purple and whites? When I think about that question, I would definitely have JTK purple and white. So it's going to go right here. Okay, we are running down to our last 4 of tonight, and looks like we have some interesting options for tonight's. Okay, this next one I kind of like. I thought they did something unique that still no one really has done since. This is a TKL that ran very recently. Not too many people bought in. Had a very classic inspired by a G80 design, ran by the JTK team. Of course, I'm talking about the JTK A06, which is a TKL. The unique thing was it was a PCB mount build, but the PCB was top mounted onto the top part of the keyboard, no plate at all. So normally when you have a PCB mount, you have a half plate, so the plate is still top mounted, or it's a tray mount. This one, it was a PCB straight up just mounted on top. And no one really does this, which is really, really, I think at least pretty cool. Sounds pretty good, feels good. I built mine with lubed, retooled blacks. I think it was pretty cool. Wow, low, wow, cool, very cool idea. Just below the E6. I really like this. I think this is like, from me personally, maybe even a wow. But I want to hear what you guys think of the JTK A06. I'm not gonna lie. After the JTK A06, I'm like, I can't wait to see what the JTK team is up to. And they're like, here's the JTK Mini, a 65%. And I'm like, what happened to the top-mounted PCB? I thought that was going to be your thing that would keep making me buy your boards because I love the feel. Like, oh, goodness gracious. Like, let me show you guys. So it came with a wonderful coiled cable that you had to solder into the PCB. So this is an attached cable, right? Comes with a really classic LED notification thing, right? Okay, let me see if I can show you on stream this flex. Okay, show you. Can I demonstrate this flex on stream? No, I can't because I'm holding it, so I can't really like flex it well because I don't have a table to flex it on. But this is PCB mount. Good weight, all aluminum. It came with this really awesome color option, which I liked, which was this dual tone gray. Like, it was on purpose called it's the NCR colorway, where it has a lighter gray on bottom and then darker gray on top. Looks absolutely A+. Very simple bottom. Great if you're into stickers. What do you guys think about this? Very cool. Love the mount, love the thick bezel. Wows all around. Wow, that base. This is, I think this is probably like a more definitive wow than the M6A. But I like this. I'm going to make this a wow. This is definitely going to be a fixed cable with coils. Cool. Like, they brought all the old school stuff in terms of the look, in terms of the cable, back really, really well in terms of the anodization and color. And they modernized it by having a top-mounted PCB. Like, PCB mount, that's definitely old school G80, right? But having the PCB mounted up top gives us that modern top mount that people very much enjoy. I think it was a lot of great ideas, so wow. Just wow. We got a wow, folks. We got a wow. We got a wow. Will we have another one tonight? Let's find out. So, this next board is filled with controversy in the best and the worst ways. This board single-handedly crippled a small vendor as well as established a designer to be one of the top in the keyboard design game. Met with mixed reviews by the community. What keyboard is this that I'm talking about? Ding, ding, ding. Zeal is correct. I'm talking about the M65-A, designed by Rama and sold by keycaps. The M65-A is definitely a very rich story in terms of the mechanical keyboard scene and community. For those who aren't aware, the M65-A was the brainchild of Rama, who worked with KeyClack, a small vendor that used to be very, very big at the time in cables and keycap runs. And this was one of Rama's first big projects to bring to the community. And of course, at the time, it wasn't like how Rama is able to run everything now. He needed the help. He needed help, and he went through a vendor. And at the time, KeyClack was very popular. Issue was KeyClack went a little over his head, and Jay Chan of KeyClack had to deal with a lot of logistical troubles as well as real life troubles, and just X, Y, and Z. And because of that, you guys probably, if you guys are newer in the community, don't really know who KeyClack is, maybe except for the BKA Redux domes. And then, of course, you should know who Rama is. If you don't, shame on you. Go look up Rama Works. But this is the board that put Rama on the map. A lot of people really like this. Got that brass plate that's top mounted. You got a bottom where you can have an all aluminum bottom, or a nice resin kind of bottom with one of the best RGB diffusions you can buy even today. But a lot of people weren't a fan of the top of the keyboard. Instead of having a full, high profile sides on the board, the high profileness would only go to the base of the keycaps. It would be like a mid profile. Wasn't low profile, wasn't high profile, but it was kind of in the middle, and that was really awkward looking. So not a lot of people like that. And that had a different look depending on what keycap profile you're going on. Of course, Rama has since learned from that and doesn't do any kind of weird designs like that anymore with mid profile. But that's the story of the M65. And because of that, the M65 has a lot of history. Some people think it's cool. Some people think, it's not as cool anymore. It hasn't aged well. Some people think it still holds on its age very well because it still has a very Rama look to it. It's like Rama Beta. What do you guys think of the M65-A? Easy wow, high cool, low cool. Low cool. What do you guys think? M65-A. One of the big things at the time was having excellent anodization. I believe it was advertised to have been anodized in the same factory that Apple uses for some of their anodizations. Hence, at the time, they offered the same exact colors to match the iPhones of that generation. Hence, that's why they have these little color chips. The iPhone didn't have blue, of course, but they had that rose gold, that space gray, that silver, and yeah. Coolish. Wow, maybe low, but a wow nevertheless. Cool. M65-A. I don't think it's a wow. I'll say this is too primitive Rama to make it a wow. I think this is Rama still getting on his feet. And I think in terms of the effect on KeyClack, definitely very unfortunate, and that definitely, the group by itself definitely soured the reputation of not only a person in business, but the board to a degree as well. Okay, what's chat think? Hi, cool. Callus led to a significant change. Yeah, sorry. It gets pretty warm because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights on in this room. Sorry, yeah, it's just pretty warm. So I think a lot of people are saying it's cool still. So it hasn't aged as poorly as some might think. Some people, a lot of you guys still think it's at least still pretty cool. And is that mostly the Rama factor playing into it, or are there other factors on the board? It was also, one of the boards that popularized having a thicker bezel than others. Not the first, but definitely did popularize it. And of course, Rama is still running with that theme. Good on him. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of factors that influence this board? Still think it's a great design. Rama factor really plays into it. Says Nero. M65-A. Yea, nay, what dost thou say? So I think everyone says it's not mad then, right? So we need to find out where on the cool it is. Is it cooler than GMK Muted? Is it cooler than... It's not, I don't think it's cooler than the E6. Is it cooler than the Duck Octagon? Is it cooler than JTK Yolch? Where is it cooler or not cooler than? What do you guys think? So I used to have this board, but then I did sell it because they still sell for a pretty penny. Not cooler than Muted. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know on this cool section what you think it may or may not be cooler than. Just under Muted, cooler than Muted. Does it need me to zoom in more? That can be done. You guys are pretty mixed. Sounds like it's around the Muted level then. Maybe a little less where the Nova Touch is, but cooler than the Nova Touch. Yeah? Below E6V2? Is it still that cool? Has it held up that well? So I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm trying to. I want to figure this out with you. So you guys tell me where the M65-A should go. Because I don't have this board anymore. I sold it because I definitely feel like I've moved on from this board. Like, I would not get this board again unless I could get it at group buy price, which was very good at the time. To be fair, the group buy price was pretty good compared to offerings at the time and how the market generally was with customs. So, to the right of the juror, says Star. Talisman, you give more credit for the significance of the item in its time compared to the present. Interesting. Interesting. Just think. M65-A. How cool is it? How much was it group buy? It was like $240 with the resin bottom, I believe, and then like $300 with the aluminum bottom. Brass weight, top mounted plate, 65%. And this is when 65% were getting really popular too. That's why everyone was like, gotta hop on, yeah. So it definitely grew a lot from that as well. Maybe we should stand here in the future. Ah, oh no, I dropped the M65-A. Okay. So, maybe it's around here then. How's that? God dang it. This is actually, I think this is a tough one. At least for me, it's a tough one to decide. So I'm curious. That's why I'm really leaning for you guys on this one. On top of the Duck Octagon, says Nebulence. But not as cool as the Real Force. Right, so like right here. Does that look like a good place for the M65-A? Under Muted, says Nero, but still says that's good still. It is slightly cooler than Muted. But yeah, that's good. Okay, looks like we are out of the silver pins. There we go. That's it there for the M65. Okay, so we are approaching the end of tonight with 2 last options for the cool wall. Okay, everyone. Give me a 1 in chat if you want my left hand, or a 2 in chat if you want the right hand. Let's go random now. We can go straight random, so let me know. 1 is my left hand, 2 is my right hand. Got some more 2s in chat, looks like. 2s, my right hand? Okay. Okay, that's where we're gonna be, okay? So, second to last item for tonight is quite a doozy. It shipped recently. It is from probably one of the most popular Chinese designers right now. This is a designer who messed up spelling his username when he made his GeekHack account and decided to run with it. Of course, I'm talking about the designer Exclusive, who you may know on GeekHack as Exclusive. And of course, the board for today we'll be covering is the E7 V1. I have one right there. How cool is the E7 V1? It's a 75% keyboard. We got split arrows. We got the top row split. We got these on the side. We got a nice, wonderful, glowy logo with R's, G's, and B's. How cool is the E7 V1? How cool. How cool indeed. What are people saying? We got some wows in chat. High cool up with the E6. So I'll unplug mine real quick. I'm actually using it right now. Of course, mine's a bit different from the standard one. I'm using the, of course, all gold one. Getting my fingerprints all over it. But I have one. I enjoy it. Strong, cool, cool. Could be wow, but the LED holes killed it. High cool with the E6. Yikes for fingerprints. Yeah. So where's the E7 fall? Okay, is the E7 cooler than the E6? Not as cool, or at least in the same tier of coolness. I think that's going to really decide here, because I think Exclusive puts out really solid products time and time again, you know, especially with the E6.5 that ran very popular, sold over 200 units, if I remember correctly. So Exclusive's definitely been on a really positive roll for boards, you know, doing 2 rounds of the E6, E7, now E6.5, who knows what's next. Cooler should be in the same tier, So unlike the E6, this has standard 19.05 millimeters spacing, not the much tighter. I say much tighter, but it's technically only 0.05 millimeters. But that does make a noticeable difference across a whole board. For the keycap spacing, let's think E71. I'm thinking same tier as well. I'm thinking same tier as well. I'm thinking same tier, but cooler than the E6. What do you guys think in chat? I think that's pretty reasonable. Do you guys think it's pretty reasonable? Like, here's the E6 V2. Here's the E7 V1. Just right here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I am saying? Are you aware of yeah, this is pretty solid, right? I think everyone can pretty much be like, yeah, that's a cool place for the E7 V1. So this last board for tonight is a quite interesting one. I really do think that E7 ended up in a good place. I'm happy about that. I do think it's a really cool board. Really cool board. I wouldn't put it as a wow personally, actually. So I think that works out really well. This last one, though, is a board a lot of people really enjoy for a lot of reasons. When the first round happened, it was expensive. The second round was slightly more expensive due to just raised manufacturing costs. This board is popular for utilizing the expression dovetail construction, which, as you may know, just means a fancy sandwich case. But this is one of the first boards that popularized the idea of 5mm brass plates with slots to clip in the switches. Otherwise, if you have a 5mm plate without the proper cutouts, they just friction fit in. So, this board came in a variety of colors, great packaging, and you could get it with switches for pretty good discounts. Of course, I am talking about the Zephyr. Where does the Zephyr fall on the cool board? The Zephyr, where does it fall? Let's grab mine out while you guys tell me where you guys think it will fall. I'm pretty sure I know where it will fall, but I still want to show my Zephyr because I have a Zephyr in a cool case. And really, it's so nice, like, this is the only case that I can really have for it at the moment until I get like a TX60 case and then get some space for it. So, here's my Zephyr. I love this board. I typed in this board earlier this week, actually. Very enjoyable. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, what are people saying in chat on how cool it is? High wow, cool, 100% wow, mid wow, wow, cool, can't say, you're still waiting, high expectations, oof. It's pretty well liked. Pretty well liked. Where are people? Hi, Giorgio. Giorgio, want to say hi, everyone? Where are people? Where should we put this? Same line as Jur, but but more vertical. So like up here, or is it over here, or is it here, here, here? Where are we putting this? Where are we putting this? Slightly cooler than the Jur A06. To the right of the Jur, horizontal with the Jur, right at the top. So like right here. Here. What do you guys think? If you ask me personally between the Jur and the Zephyr, which one would I type on? It's honestly a very, very tough choice. Because for me, I almost have like two different uses for both of them. Because one's like small and the other one's giant relative to each other. They're both absolutely A+ boards. The Zephyr is programmed by the VIA configurator, which is like, come on, the best configurator on planet Earth for keyboards at the moment. So the Jur, on the other hand, uses Bootmapper client, very old school, very old school. Right under the O of wow, like, so it's also slightly to the right, like a half step, half stop, and then up. The keycap set on my Zephyr was GMK Yuri. The Zephyr. So, I think we're all in agreement it's going to be a wow. General agreement, we're going to have another wow tonight. How exciting. How exciting. You guys went like 3 episodes, a solid wow. You guys were like, give us the wow, Huey. Give us the wow. I'm giving you guys the wow. Giving you guys the wow. Where are people saying in chat? I'm thinking right here. I'm thinking right here. I can't tell between these two spots, to be honest. It's gonna be one of these two spots. I think it's gonna be one of these two. To the right. So right here. Half stop. This is a good place for the Zephyr. There we go, folks. This is going to be the cool board for the 3rd of April. We've covered quite a few boards and sets and things these days. We got, once again, today our lowest ever on the cool board with the Fidget spinner keycaps, as well as the coolest wow we've ever had on the cool board, which is the Zephyr. What a night. What a very contrasted night. Okay, we covered SA Flamingo, did pretty poorly. Ace Pad Tech Hall Effect, poorly. E7V1, pretty good. Cream switches, pretty good. M65-A, in the middle of cool of just about. Yolch, in the middle, but, you know, a lower tier than a lot of the ones in the middle. And that's mostly, I think we all said, because of the JTK factor. What else did we cover today? Canvas, High Meh, RGBYK, aged poorly. I feel like I'm forgetting things, but we did cover a few things, and that was a lot of it. Triumph Adler, cool the context behind it, but otherwise, these days I think everyone is much more would prefer the new TA90 over Mass Drop's GMK Triumph Adler. So I can't read chat on this. So yeah. What's everyone's final thoughts on the cool board for tonight? I'm definitely curious to see what you all think of the cool board. I think this board is coming across nicely. Things are filling up. So one thing I might do off stream is replace all the big metal tacks with these low profile, like gold looking ones, because they can go flush against, basically flush like studs against the cork. So then I can overlay them easier. So I can fit them in more awkward places where I couldn't before. So I think we're gonna have to take everything off one at a time and reapply them with new tacks. I think that's gonna be the best way to decrowd it, because everything will be flat and I can layer things more to a degree. There are some things that are like practically invisible, like, oh yeah, Katana exists here. Oh yeah, there's SA Carbon underneath here. There's an HB85 over here too. So it's getting pretty crowded. Canvas got robbed. Tim, in your opinion, you need an 1800 layout keyboard to put on the top of WoW. I do not have spicy mustard dipping sauce for you all. If I was eating a hot dog, I would, but unfortunately that is not the case here. Yeah, it's getting crowded, but I think it's going pretty well. Do a quick little YouTube wrap up. For everyone who is watching the VOD on YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to catch this live every Wednesday. You can join the chat, which you guys can see interacting right here, doing their thing, saying yay, nay, wows, cools, mez, or yikes, and you can join in too. You join on every Wednesday at around 6:30 p.m. So thank you everyone so much for watching the VOD. Stay tuned for more content.